Hey, my name is Nate, but you can call me Sai, and welcome. And for those returning, I see you, boo.
Hey, happy Wednesday, everyone. Director Kjun just posted his Wednesday devlog response to Friday's community's feedback concerning the PS5, where he gives a little more detailed reasoning behind the decision to push the PS5's release date for early next year. Yeah, it still sucks, but what can you do? If it don't work, you gotta fix it. And also to reassure that the team is working hard to stabilize the game for not only PS5 but PC players as well. He also brings up the continued request for more robust family systems, daily routines, graphics, and much more. Anyway, let's just jump right into his detailed reply. So he starts this off a little bit different than his "Hey everyone," so this is kind of interesting. Hello, this is Kjun. I guess he wants us to know that he is not AI, I suppose. I don't know why he started off with "Hello, this is Kjun," but yeah. Alright, Kjun. A few days ago, we shared through Discord that the release schedule for the PS5 version of inZOI has been postponed to the first half of 2027. We sincerely wanted to bring the PS5 version to you within this year. However, as we reflected on the development experience of the PS version, which is currently in early access, we came to think more deeply about the level of quality inZOI must achieve in a console environment. Through that process, we have taken seriously the fact that there are still many areas we need to improve in order to meet the expectations of our players. Once again, we sincerely apologize for adjusting the release schedule in order to thoroughly address these areas and properly raise the overall quality of the game. For our console players in particular, we believe the best way to repay your expectation is to ensure that with a single purchase of the main game, you can fully enjoy a rich and deep gameplay experience. For that reason, we would like to take more time and prepare the PS5 version with great care and depth. That's understandable. In fact, when I was having this discussion with my husband, because he is a PS5 or / console player, and he says that even though they have a beta / early access area, he doesn't go in there as often to look at any games that are upcoming or anything. The only game that he got in early access was Power World because of how fleshed out it was even for an early access game. And so that makes sense. So not saying that Power World is the standard, but when I first played Power World, it was definitely needing a lot of sprucing up. It had a lot of bugs and things. And when they managed to get those bugs spruced up and the game was in a very decent state, then they released it out to early access to PlayStation. But most people on PlayStation could not tell the difference between, a full game and a non-full game. That's how enriching and just full of gameplay and gameplay loop that Power World has to offer. So not saying that Power is the standard, but if that makes you think, I'm talking about in the developer sense or mindset right here or perspective. If my game isn't fun enough that people will come back to, play it, then I need to continue to work on it. And honestly, like I said, Power in the beginning, as fun as it was, it did have a lot of limitations, and it didn't have as much of a robust system as it does now and especially when it first came out for early access for PC. So yeah. So taking those things into consideration, but they're two different. There's like apples and oranges, honestly, because Power World is a survival monster capturing game, and inZOI is a life sim, and so forth. So anyway, back off of my yapping. Despite the disappointing news of the delay, many players have told us that it is better to take a careful approach and improve the quality rather than rushing out an unfinished version. See? Many of you have also shown support and encouragement for our transparent communication. Each and every one of your warm messages has been a tremendous source of strength for me and the development team. Thank you sincerely. In particular, the PS5 version must pass Sony's strict guidelines and certification process, which means we need to secure a high level of stability and optimization. The team in charge recognizes the importance of this process very seriously and is treating it as top priority. At the same time, we aim to minimize the update gap between the PS5 and PC, I said that backwards, version at the same time of the PS5 release, so that console players do not feel left behind. Ultimately, I believe that the best way to repay the love and interest you have shown us is to reflect the many opinions and improvements requests we discuss here, and to continue developing both the PC and PlayStation versions together. We are also carefully monitoring each of the feature improvement and addition requests you have shared through Discord. Today, I would like to share some of the actual preparations the development team is currently focusing on for the console version. Console optimized controls and UI UX improvements. To create a gamepad control experience that that feels right for inZOI. To create a gamepad control experience that feels right for inZOI, we are studying strong examples from the various global console titles, while the current UI layout is based primarily on the keyboard and mouse controls. We are focusing on optimizing the control flow so that menus and UI elements on screen can also be selected and controlled comfortably with a gamepad. We are also preparing gamepad button customization, including key mapping to improve your convenience. In addition, for players who prefer keyboard and mouse controls even in a console environment, we plan to support those inputs options as well. Oh, let me know in the comment section, what do you guys use when you play inZOI or any game for that matter, or no matter what system you're using? Do you play with controller on PC? Did you play with mouse and keyboard on console? Like, let me know down in the comments. I have never really known anyone that played keyboard and mouse on console, but then again, they do have those options that you can for certain games that will allow you to, sync up your keyboard and mouse to the game, and you can play it that way, which is, I feel like, a really good alternative for people who, just cannot afford like a really hefty supercomputer. And if they can play a game that they really do love with mouse and keyboard on their console, I feel like that would be a really good way to just like minimize having to get a computer. So yeah, like, let me know down in the comment section, would you play, and would you like this for them to do that? Because having cross-compatible hardware for hardware is a great idea in my opinion. But yeah, console exclusive content and feature expansion. As shown recently with fishing gameplay that uses DualSense features, we are working to add more content and features that make use of the unique appeal of the console environment. We are also doing our best to optimize the in-game canvas feature, which many players have asked about, so that it can be experienced in a form suitable for the PS5 environment. Yes, because right now you got to go for the PC version, you have to go off onto a browser now to access canvas. And as not as fun as that is, a lot of people said that they have found that the game is a lot less laggy with Canvas being on their game/computer outside of just going to the browser. Now, some people are also learning to use Opera GX. I wish I was sponsored by you, Opera GX. Please one day sponsor me. Anyway, I use Opera GX and I have been using it for the past 6 years, and it has turned my life really upside down in the best way possible, because it definitely does make a lot of things so very seamless for you to use. And just being able to customize it. I have a lo-fi background for mine. I love that lo-fi background. And with the music, with like the tapping of the keys, I love that it has this mechanical key sound, and I just love clicking on it. It soothes my soul. It does something to the brain bits up there. But point being, a lot of people are now switching from Chrome and Firefox to Opera GX. And so, yeah, you learn something new every day when something new happens or changes, and then people are starting to learn new different ways to like handle stuff. And Opera GX, I'm gonna say at the end of the day, is the best option for gamers. So, easy as that, because you can also customize how much power you're using on your browser systems so you don't overpower your computer. And I use that especially when I'm doing research, when I'm making my videos. I just use that, it doesn't eat up a lot of my RAM. And I need my RAM for, again, searching for stuff and editing and all the other things I have to do. Anyway, this is not sponsored again, but if you guys didn't know, that's what Opera GX does. It is a great browser replacement for Chrome, Firefox, and any of those other ones. So anyway, and they also have a way so that you can import your Google information or tabs, whatever you have from Google or Firefox, over into them, so you don't lose any of the things that you bookmarked or anything like that. So anyway, I did like I was sponsoring. Anyway. In addition, the valuable ideas you have shared regarding family systems, daily routines, graphics, animations, and other areas are being carefully reviewed within the development team. Rather than being bound only by a fixed update plan, we will continue to think more deeply about what kind of fun our players truly want. This sounds like they're going to be rechanging the roadmap and pushing a lot of stuff back. And the things that they had streamlined pretty well in the beginning of the year are probably getting a rework to or something like that. Like, I don't know, we won't know until maybe this Friday, because again, they were supposed to come out with the high school update this May. However, they have not said squat about that. In the last 2 updates so far, there has not been any talk about the May update, period. And so I'm guessing, or a lot of you probably thinking, they're probably pushing it to June. Again, we don't know. We'll just have to see. If it doesn't bring anything up this Friday, then just assume that we're not getting a May update. Anyway, the value of experience and know how we are getting through the early access period of the PC version are becoming an important asset for us. By building on the experience, we promise to bring you the PS5 version in a more stable, polished, and complete form. Thank you sincerely to all of our players for continuing to trust and support our communication, and for generously sharing your feedback for the success of inZOI. We'll continue building inZOI together with you. Thank you, Kjun. But yeah, that is what Kjun's reply was. So if any of you were feeling like, they should just go ahead and rush out the PS5 version, give them some grace on this one. They feel like the game isn't it's not in a better state for it to go on PS5, so I definitely understand why they are more hesitant, because again, when the PC version came out, a lot of people had a lot of scathing things to say, and that will make you do a double check on how you present yourself, because the first time impression is a lasting one for a lot of people. Now, there are some times where people do come back to a thing after it's been out for a while and it's gotten its praise. A lot of people did that for Hello Games, No Man's Sky. It came in with a very sour impression. However, some people did decide to finally come back. There are people who are, at this point, I think the game's been out for more than 10 years at this point. Yeah, around 10 years, because it came out in 2016. It's 10 years later, and I'm over in the forum on Reddit, and there's one guy said that he had put off the game for the past 10 years because of his first time experience, but he came back and he has been playing it non-stop since. So first impressions in this person's case took them 10 years. Who knows if anybody would just completely write off inZOI or decide to ever eventually come back. But yeah, first impressions matter. So I'm hoping that they do finally fix the things they need to fix, make sure the game is stable, that not only that PC players enjoy, but PS5 players can have a very well-rounded and enjoyable experience, because at the end of the day, we all want a good experience for the money we pay. So anyway, but that's going to be all for me. Let me know down in the comment section, guys, how you feeling about this, his response. Do you feel like it was, adequate enough for you to say, okay, yeah, just let y'all cook? Because for me, at the end of the day, he does a lot of apologizing, and bless his little humble soul. But at the end of the day, they are a company. They have to make the money. They have to make sure that their customers are happy. And at the end of the day as well, we are all human. We make mistakes and we have to learn from them. And this one, they had to learn that they need to hold back instead of rushing out a product just because people demand it. So yeah, let me know down in the comment section how you guys are feeling about this. Anyway, and like always, if you like my content and want to support your girl, leave a like, comment, or subscribe for more vids like these, where I cover most Wednesday and Friday devlog posts. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.